We have lots of crazy conversations, but this time you're invited. You're listening to your favorite mother-daughter duo, the Crozier Girls. Hello.
Hello. I have a funny story to kick off this conversation, and I never told you what happened after we recorded the last podcast. So you know how it started? There were I don't know, somehow we had a minute of an episode, and then we had the whole episode. Anyway, long story short of it is I deleted the whole episode. I deleted the whole entire thing. What? And it tells you when you delete, if you delete this, you cannot get it back. There's no undo. Do you want to continue? And I was like, yes, because I thought I was deleting the other one. So I was panicking because, it was basically Monday night. I had just gotten back from Big Canoe. I had training for Bible study all day Wednesday, and then we were flying out. There's no way we could re-record. There was no re-recording if I didn't get this solved. So anyway, I went on the chat and chatted with Riverside, and thankfully it was quick enough time. Not enough time had elapsed, and the guy was able to go back in there and restore it, but oh
my goodness, I didn't know that.
No, I know. I was panicking. And the one thing that saved me is I'd already there's this whole process, which you don't know because you don't have to do it. But once you finish, you make all your edits, then you have to export it. And then I have to download it and upload it. Anyway, it's a whole process. But it was in the exporting process. And so I had gotten an email that told me exactly how long it was and the day and all of that. So I was able to give that guy all that information, and he was able to restore it. So it was stressful.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
I know. It was crazy. So anyway, hi, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. I may at any point during this podcast need to blow my nose, or I might sneeze, so just beware.
Yeah, you sound really congested. I'm sorry. It stinks.
No, it's okay.
So of the attendees of our big trip, Claire and I are the only two that have not yet come down with this sickness that y'all all have.
This just happens to our family. One Thanksgiving, everyone got COVID. Yep. Last New Year's, a bunch of us got the norovirus.
True.
So it's to be expected at this point.
It's true. It's true. And I went down hard.
It's okay.
You and I went down hard with that virus after Christmas. So I'm like, Lord, please don't let me get this.
I was actually just reminiscing on that whole time with my friend Olivia the other day, because I had to be at her wedding, and I was just saying oh yeah, remember when I threw up all night long in your brother's bathroom the night after your wedding, and you didn't even know because you were on your honeymoon? And she was like, yeah.
It was bad. Yeah, so you went down hard, and you had to be at that wedding, and that was a lot. That was the sickest I've been in a long time. I hope I don't get that sick
me too.
again anytime soon. So anyway, well, we're all back. We made it back to the good old homeland, and Pop and Gaga are definitely feeling better, but they just stayed home from church today to continue to rest and recuperate and not get anyone else sick.
That's good.
Yeah, and Aunt Erin, I think she's still pretty sick, but it's pretty short-lived, so hopefully she'll be better soon.
Yeah, I'm feeling better, but I am just really congested, and that's just not going away because I still haven't gotten medicine. So
right, and why have you not been able to get medicine, Rebekah?
Because of the Assumption of St. Mary, which was on Friday, Thursday or Friday, when I went to, I think it was Friday when I went to try to go get medicine, which meant that everything was closed. Good thing I got groceries on Thursday after y'all left. Everything was closed and has been through the weekend. So
right,
that's great
because it's a Croatian holiday. How many?
Well, it's a Catholic holiday. This one's a Catholic holiday, but of course they're still closed, and then they take the opportunity to have just a very long weekend.
Okay.
But yeah.
And so, because a lot of people don't know this, but like, why don't you, this would be good podcast content for today. Why don't you talk a little bit about Croatian holidays and what that looks like on a practical basis?
Well, I think it's pretty wide scale over all of Europe, not just Croatia.
Right.
But basically, it's just funny because in the US, maybe we'll have a holiday. Maybe you'll have off work depending on where you work. Maybe you won't. You know, like 4th of July, a lot of people have off work. But like when I worked at Chick-fil-A, we didn't. We had like a half day, like we closed early or something. You know, that kind of thing. Whatever. In Croatia, the tiniest of holidays that maybe an eighth of the population even celebrates, less than that, and they're off for the entire week. Everyone's going to the coast. You can't get groceries. You can't go to the pharmacy. And the funniest part is the Croatian Independence Day. So I got here, and there was one like right after I got here in May. And I was like, oh, this is their Independence Day. This is like the 4th of July. It was called something else, though. I don't remember what it was called. And I was like, oh, okay. And then come to find out we're in July, all of a sudden, oh my goodness, it's Croatian Independence Day. And I was like, didn't we just have that 2 months ago, guys? And I look it up. This is the actual Croatian Day of Independence. The one in May was just to celebrate when they declared independence, not when they actually got it after the war. And then there was another one last week in August, Croatian Victory Day, which is the day they actually got victory, I guess. And then there's another one in October. So basically, we have the 4th of July. They have 4 Independence Day holidays. And it's off work pretty much the whole week for every single one. So, yeah.
And here, when we have holidays, I mean, even our biggest holidays, there's still retail stores open. I mean, even Christmas.
Right.
You still have gas stations are open and other places are open. But there, it's not the case, right?
No. And I have to kind of plan ahead with groceries. Like I've come to expect on Sundays, everything is closed, so I can't get groceries on Sundays. But like this Catholic holiday on Friday took me by surprise. I didn't know it was happening. And so I couldn't go to the pharmacy and get medicine. So I kind of have to plan ahead to know when to
I feel like you need to go online and just print out a list of all of the Croatian holidays so that you're not taken by surprise.
That's true. Well, I follow this account on Instagram called Expat in Croatia, which is the most helpful account. They have a Facebook group and stuff too. And they had posted it, but I hadn't been on Instagram yet that day, so I just didn't know.
Right.
So
it's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I'm sorry you haven't been able to get medicine, but it sounds like your body's fighting it off. And so anyway, I'm sorry you're sick. Michael wanted me to tell you that so at the airport, Aunt Claire went to the vending machine to get Aaron a tea, or maybe she was getting waters. I can't remember, before we got on the flight, and she pushed the wrong number. And so she actually got a Yana peach tea. And so she was like, does anybody want this? And I said, oh, I'll take it. I'll take it home to Micah. And so I brought it home to Micah, and he wanted me to tell you it's very tasty. He really likes it.
Good. Wait, I'm glad he got to try it since he couldn't come visit me.
Yeah. So now he's like, I'm
so
going to see if I can find somewhere around here that has them. So anyway.
It's a Croatian, Yana is a Croatian brand, so I don't know if you can. But yeah. Maybe I can bring one.
Bring one home to him because he really likes it. So, all right. Well, how are the Chesters holding up? The hot fries that I hauled through 4 airports on very long flights, forged across oceans and over hills and valleys to get them to you.
No, I met Pop and Gaga and Claire, I think, at the hotel, and I think Gaga was holding like a Publix grocery bag that just had one bag of Chester's hot fries in it, and she was like, these are from your mom. She's been carrying the bag like this through all the airports, and I was like, oh, cool. But no, Thank you for bringing those to me.
And there was another bag.
I really appreciate it.
There were actually 2 bags, but one we were able to pack safely in Gaga's luggage, so you had 2 bags.
The other one you had to carry. Yeah. Well, they're gone, so
okay.
I've eaten them all.
Well,
yeah.
good.
Dad just texted. Have you talked to Dad?
Yeah,
Okay.
he told me he just texted you. Yeah.
He's like, oh, we're eating hot fries with our lunch. Oh, I'm so happy for you.
My goodness. Another thing I wanted to tell you that just happened, it's fresh in my mind, is this was a bit traumatic on the way home from church today.
Okay, I'm scared.
Gigantic groundhog crosses the road right in front of us, sees a car coming in the other lane, turns around and heads back, and Dad nailed it.
No.
It was the loudest thud. Micah thought we hit like a huge pothole because he was in the back, so he wasn't paying attention. So gross. It was so traumatic.
No.
Yeah. Dad nailed it. It was bad. And the Harmons were right behind us, and Mr. Chris texted.
Oh, no.
He was like, well, you can up your body count because you got that one.
Oh my gosh. 7 more weeks of winter, I guess.
Yeah. How many more weeks of summer is the question now that Dad killed the groundhog? Oh dear.
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah,
so scary. I'm so sorry.
It was awful. I just said I was glad it wasn't someone's pet, like it wasn't a cat or a dog.
Oh, true.
So.
Well, how do you know? That could have been someone's pet groundhog.
Well, if it was, it's a rat and it's a rodent and it's, whatever. But if it had been a cat or a dog, it would have been probably a bit more traumatic. So anyway.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I'm trying to think what else has been going on around here. We had a very fun day yesterday. It was Micah's first cross-country meet of the season, of his senior season.
He told me he injured himself.
Yeah, he pulled something in his glute. So it was real muddy, and he was like slipping as he was running, and so he tried to stabilize himself, and he pulled something. But he's feeling better this morning, so that's good.
Okay.
But anyway, it was good.
And you studied my namesake in church this morning.
We did. We studied. Rebekah entered the conversation in the book of Genesis, so...
The coolest girl in the Old Testament. That's my girl.
The one thing I find, there's so many things that are so interesting about that story, but I said to Dad this morning, because we always try to read over the passage in the morning before we go to church, and I said to him, it's so weird to think, like, okay, the servant shows up, she waters the camels, or she doesn't water the camels. She gets water for the camels, and then he says, okay, I'm going to pierce your nose. It's just, it's just so weird. I know.
Hey, free jewelry. Absolutely.
I know it's cultural, but it's not like, he did give her bracelets and things. Like, that's fine. That's one thing, right? That's not permanent.
That's not poking a hole in your skin. Yeah.
But, just think about the culture back then where it was okay for a strange man to just randomly poke a hole in your nose. I can't. It's so
Was
weird.
he still a strange man at that point, or had he, revealed himself as, her kin?
No, this is the servant.
I know, but from her kin. Had he revealed himself yet, or no?
No, he had not. Oh. He had not even met with her family yet. She comes back. He says, basically, who are your people, right? Who are you? She tells him who her parents or lineage, whatever is. And then let me make sure I'm getting it right, but then he just pretty much pierces her nose. I don't know. It's wild.
Comes at her with a needle.
It's crazy. It's some crazy stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's crazy. I'm trying to look and see if that's correct. So she goes down to the spring. She gives him the drink. She empties her jars. The man gazed at her in silence to learn whether the Lord had prospered his journey or not. When the camels had finished drinking, the man took a gold ring weighing half a shekel and 2 bracelets for her arms, blah, 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 blah. Okay, then it goes down. And then it says, when her brother saw him coming and he saw the ring in her nose and the bracelets on the sister's arms. So... anyway, there you have it.
It just says, in my version, it just says the ring It doesn't mention her nose at all. It just says as soon as he saw the ring and the bracelets on his sister's arms. And then before that, it just says a ring. How do we know it was a nose ring?
Because it says somewhere. I can't remember where. Hold on. Here it is. It's verse 47. So now the servant is telling the family how everything played out. And he said, the daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son. Blah, blah.
I see.
He said, so I put the ring on her nose and bracelets on her arms. So
maybe it was like a clip. You know how like you have clip-on earrings? Maybe it was like a clip-on nose ring. Like, I mean, surely, right? I don't know. It's
definitely something, but of course, it's irrelevant to the story and the bigger point of the passage. Just being like, God was faithful to Abram and to his plan, just like he said he would be. And even bigger than that is he's faithful to his plan for rescuing sinful people. And this is just another example of that. So it was just a beautiful story. And it is definitely where Dad and I got your name. So anyway.
Yeah. Yep. I think the story is cool because, and I didn't listen to the sermon, so I have no idea what was discussed. But because I feel like at face value, it's kind of like, oh, the servant just like took Rebekah, like she hadn't even met the guy she was going to marry. Like, what is this story? But she knew full well, like she made this decision and she saw like the testimony of the Lord's faithfulness that the servant was telling her family, and her brother and dad were like, it's up to you, girly. And she was like, yeah, I'll go with him, because she just saw that the Lord was working. And I think that's insane obedience on her behalf. Right. That was obviously the Lord enabling that, but she didn't know what she was getting into. She didn't know who she was about to marry, you know?
Sure.
So,
and then also just the servant is really highlighted here. And we, you know, he has this long speech. He has this crazy obedience. You know, Abraham tells him to do all this stuff and he fully trusts the Lord, and we don't even know his name. You know, we're never even given his name. And he was faithful from the very beginning until he brought her back to Isaac. So I don't know. I love it. I love this. It's a good story. Now we know Isaac and Rebekah are going to make some mistakes. But
as we all have and do.
Right. But for now, it's a really sweet story. So anyway.
And she got a nose ring out of it. So
and she got a nose ring. What was your sermon about today?
My sermon was really good. Actually, I feel like the Lord has recently been like teaching me about and convicting me on just like pride, which we all suffer from, and you know, the theologians say is at the root of every sin, is pride. And the sermon today was on
time out.
Pride.
The theologians, you mean the word of God says?
Well, yes, but I was also reading C.S. Lewis the other day, and I'm talking specifically about Mere Christianity. Okay. But I mean, yes, obviously they get that from the word. Right. But on pride, it was on the passage of the two people praying. It was a parable of Jesus's, and there's like a Pharisee who's like, God, I'm so cool, and just thank you for not making me like this tax collector over here. And the tax collector just prays there's a name for his prayer. I don't know what it's called in the church world, but he just says, have mercy on me, a sinner. And Jesus is like, yeah, that guy is more in tune with God than the Pharisee. He says it better than that, obviously. But,
Sure.
Yeah, and then I was just reading in Mere Christianity the other day, just C.S. Lewis writes that if we don't think we have pride, if we don't think that we're prideful, that's our pride. And we definitely do. And just talks about, you know, how, you know, the more that we seek God, the more aware we become of our need for God. And as we're seeking God, and if we're in tune with him, we're not going to be thinking about ourselves. And if we are thinking about ourselves, we're thinking about how we are so dirty and cannot compare to the standard set before us, which is Jesus.
Right.
And are obviously only made righteous through his sacrifice. So anyways, it was just
good.
a good timely sermon for me.
Yeah,
so
I love that. Yeah, I mean, pride's something we all struggle with. And I think it's interesting all throughout Scripture how often we see contrast between the humble and the prideful, and the Lord always upholds the humble over the prideful. I was just reading, I guess Friday in Luke 16, and I think it was Luke 16 when Lazarus, the rich man, Lazarus is eating it under the crumbs off his table, or he's begging, and the rich man won't give him anything. And the world sees the rich man as, the ultimate prize. Like, that's what you want to attain is the status of this rich man. And yet they both die, and Lazarus goes to heaven, and the rich man is crying out for Lazarus just to give him some relief. And the Lord is just highlighting again, like, the way the world sees people is not the way God sees people. And anyway, so good reminders.
Yeah.
Good reminders. Also, in my Bible reading, I started 1 Samuel, so.
Oh, my favorite.
Yep. So I'll be reading through that for the next, couple weeks. So.
Nice.
Anyway.
That's exciting.
Hey, I do have a few updates from our last episode, which it seems like a long time ago because I came to Croatia.
Yeah, I don't remember what we talked about,
okay,
honestly.
Well, vanity plates. So one of the vanity plates was CRPG. And remember, we were like, what is CRPG? So I got some suggestions from my friend as to what that could be. CR Pig. So could be CR Pig. Valid, right? I mean.
Okay, sure.
CR Pig. Another one could be CRPG.
Wait, I'm confused.
Exactly. Makes no sense. But then I think it was Mr. Harmon that suggested it could stand for computer role-playing game. CRPG, computer role-playing game. So anyway, do you think that's legitimate for CRPG?
That makes more sense than the others.
Yeah, of course.
That I don't even understand.
CR Pig. I mean, come on. That makes so much sense, Rebekah.
Totally.
Okay, and then one of our listeners sent me one that she saw. The letters U, R, the number 2, NVS. So you're too nervous.
You're too
nervous, right? So
what does that mean, though? Like, why are we telling people they're too nervous?
I don't know. Maybe someone's riding their tail, and they're like, "Dude, back off! You're too nervous." I don't.
That seems more like, "Oh, you're too scared to hit me with your car." Like, it's almost like a threat, like a dare. Like, you won't. You're too nervous.
You're too nervous. Yeah. So anyway, it's interesting. People are sending us now vanity plates, so that's
we
fun.
appreciate it.
We do
Thank
appreciate
you guys.
Okay, but there's one big story from our trip that we have to talk about on this episode, and that is what happened on the airplane.
That is. Oh, I was gonna say, and that is Aunt Erin's hashtags.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that. Let's start with what happened on the flight. You were not there.
Do you have permission from Erin to tell this story?
I do not have permission, but
you know what? People just need to know that if you tell us something or you do something in front of us, unless you explicitly say this cannot be shared with anyone else, you are at risk for being shared about on the podcast.
Right.
So,
which basically means now no one's going to talk to us ever.
So true. We just have each other to talk to.
Right.
That's fine.
Just the two of us. Okay, so here's what happens. We're on the flight. We're on the plane. Mom and Dad and I are sitting in the front. Claire and Erin are several rows behind us, and we never see them get on. None of the three of us saw them get on. So Pop texts and says, "Are you guys in your seats?" Well, Erin responds, "I really had to go to the bathroom. Claire waited for me, and now they won't let us on, and we're out here begging." So Pop shows me the text, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go talk to someone. I'll handle it, whatever. Pop's pretty upset by it. And so I get up and I go talk to the flight crew. And the first flight attendant that I talked to, she was the head of the flight crew. All she kept saying was, and we're flying KLM, so this is like Amsterdam accent. I'm terrible with accents. So just
Amsterdam accent. You mean like a Dutch accent?
It's a Dutch. Yes, it's a Dutch accent. So this is what you're going to get, people. But she was like, I do not know what you're talking about. I have no idea of what you're talking about. I cannot help you. I cannot help you. And I was like, okay, I know you don't know what I'm talking about. That's why I'm up here trying to explain it to you. And she was just getting so upset with me. And I was like, ma'am, my sisters are supposed to be on this flight. They were at the gate. They're standing out there and no one is letting them on. And at this point, Pop's up behind me and he's really getting upset about it. And anyway, 2 other of the flight crews stepped up and they were so kind and they looked on their iPad and they said, well, it shows that they boarded. And it was at that point that I started thinking, oh my goodness.
Who am I dealing with here again? Oh, that's right. Aaron,
the jokester,
Brewer, who likes to joke. Yes.
So I walk back to where their seats are, and sure enough, there they sit. And I just kind of like looked at them and turned around and went back to my seat. I was pretty mad. But here's the part we did not know. Erin had sent a follow-up text right after she sent the first text with a picture of her and Claire in their seats. But it didn't go through. And so in her defense, like, she wasn't obviously trying to freak everyone out. She just assumed we got the text and they were just back there laughing and living their best lives in row 36 and had no idea that we're all up there freaking out because we think they're banging on the door and not getting let in. So anyway, it was a very stressful start to the trip, and Erin got a bit of a tongue lashing from the flight attendants, because as they explained to her, this is a flight risk. You cannot, she was like, it was just a joke. I sent a picture right after. I'm so sorry it didn't go through. She felt terrible. And so anyway, we were not too hard on her. We try to laugh about it. And anyway, but that's kind of how the trip got started. I knew at that point, wow, this is going to be a trip. This is going to be a trip. Anyway,
Yep.
Fortunately, we did not get thrown off the plane.
True.
So.
And if you follow Aaron Brewer on Instagram, then you don't need any kind of update from us on the trip, because you got pretty much every detail from her perspective on her Instagram.
Right.
So
that's right.
Go check her out.
And it's an interesting perspective too. So it's quite a bit different than what you'd get from me or Rebekah. So probably way more entertaining.
Yep. Yep, for sure.
So enjoy that. Sure. But you, Rebekah, were especially entertained with her hashtags.
Yes, because, okay, so the point of a hashtag is like to hashtag to include a hashtag that's a commonly used hashtag that other people may find the hashtag and then from there find your post or just something trendy, whatever.
Right. So for
hashtags.
So hold on. For an example, it might be, hashtag Croatia, hashtag Delta Airlines, hashtag something like that, right? That other people will search those things and then they may come across your post, right?
Yes. Erin's hashtags are
sentences,
paragraphs. Yeah. Right. It's like hashtag we found a bakery today and we really liked it and it's our favorite and we got croissants and yay, I love food in Croatia. Like, that's all one hashtag. And
no punctuation.
No, because it's a hashtag. And of course, all the words are together because, again, it's a hashtag. So then you're trying to read this hashtag that has at least 10 different words in it. And you're trying to decipher, like, where does one word start? Where does one word end? It's incredibly difficult to do. Anyways,
honestly,
so
it's like a brain puzzle. It really helps your brain.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I feel like we should maybe she's onto something, because all of our brains got strengthened trying to figure out what these hashtags said. So
true. And sometimes I would just give up because my brain didn't want to do that much admin at the moment,
Right.
And that's okay too.
And it wasn't like there were 2 hashtags per post. There were a good
Like 7.
7 or 8. And so you might could get through the first 1 or 2, but then, like you said, my brain would start hurting, and then I would stop. So
yeah, I was going to try to find an example. She never made a post about the last day. I've been waiting for it.
Sick. That's because she got sick. So, and she's not feeling well, so she's kind of holed up at the moment.
Well, she's made 2 posts since Croatia about Hurricane Erin, so I don't think it's because she's sick.
No, listen. It's because she's too sick to put thought into all those hashtags. That's Hurricane Erin, she's just sharing stuff, right?
Yeah, so her last post is a screenshot of her text with Amberly, her daughter, my cousin. Amberly sent her a screenshot that said, Hurricane Erin intensifies to rare Category 5 hurricane, and Amberly texted her and said, wow, Mom, calm down. I'm going to comment on this.
Amberly is the best. Amberly's the best.
No, I love Amberly.
Oh, my goodness. That's hilarious. Well, listen, we have Hurricane Erin that is back in town. So, yeah, that's funny.
Watch out.
Watch out for Hurricane Erin. Hopefully Erin is feeling better, though, because I know she needs to get back to work this week. So hopefully today she'll be able to rest up and then get back at it tomorrow.
We'll know when we see a post, I guess.
I know. We do need that last post.
All right. Everyone is waiting for it.
Yeah, bated breath. All right, so anything been going on there since I left?
No, just me being sick and not being able to get medicine. And I wore a cute skirt to church today, and I
really cute skirt.
Yep, and I got mozzarella sticks today, and they gave me barbecue sauce with it. So I guess that's the tradition in Croatia, not marinara sauce. So fun fact for everyone.
Oh, that's interesting. No, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. I needed something for dinner. Yes, that's what I ate for dinner. And because I don't have groceries and nothing is open, so I just went to like a street food stand that's kind of near my apartment, and all they had there were burgers or mozzarella sticks, and I just was not in the mood for a burger, so I was like, sure, give me some mozzarella sticks. And I was gonna ask for marinara sauce, but I saw they had put a sauce in the container, so I was like, oh, surely this is marinara sauce, like, we're good, whatever. I get home and it's barbecue sauce, but it's like not quite what you're thinking when you think barbecue sauce, but that's the closest I can... Like, that's the closest thing to it. And it tastes good. I honestly kind of like it.
Oh.
But, yeah. So.
Well, we made spaghetti one night while we were together on our trip. And the spaghetti sauce was also very interesting.
Well, it wasn't spaghetti sauce. It was just a type of pasta sauce.
Okay,
and it had,
whatever.
like,
spaghetti
peppers and carrots.
Carrots. Aunt Claire was like, why is there a carrot in my pasta sauce?
I thought it was good, though. I think everyone else thought it was good.
Yeah, I think it was good. It was just definitely different.
Yeah. Wait, speaking of that night, because that was like my favorite part of the trip, was when we were sitting around and we'd finished eating spaghetti, and you guys were just telling stories from your childhood and stuff, and telling stories about me, Mom, Papa, and all that. But I think you should share what you and Claire used to do to torment Erin when y'all were kids.
Well, she thinks we were doing this to torment her, but...
Right. She thinks. Right.
So, and let's just be honest, like, I'm the baby of the 3 girls, so this was Claire's doing. I just went along with what she said. I was pretty young.
Oh, my goodness. The third children are always blaming the older siblings for everything.
Listen, I was too young to come up with this, but it was brilliant and hilarious. So we had this little song that said, Daddy's favorite girls are Claire, Erin, Melanie. Claire, Erin, Melanie. But if you say it really fast, I guess I could see where maybe it would come out as Daddy's favorite girls are Claire and Melanie, Claire and Melanie, Claire and Melanie. And Erin thought we were excluding her name. But of course we really weren't. We were just saying Erin really fast where it sounded like and.
Right.
She would start crying. And Dad would come and say, girls, what are you saying to her? And Claire would say, but Dad, we're just singing. Daddy's favorite girls are Claire, Aaron, Melanie, Claire, Aaron, Melanie, Claire, Aaron, Melanie. And he would be like, Aaron, they're not saying bad things they're not excluding you. And then, of course, as soon as Aaron left the room, we would sing it really fast again. Daddy's favorite girls are Claire and Melanie, Claire and Melanie, Claire and Melanie. Yeah. So
it's brilliant. It's really smart.
And listen, all props to Claire for that, because like I said, I was too young to have come up with that brilliance.
Right. Sure. Yep.
And also,
poor Aaron.
Just FYI, Claire does not listen to the podcast, so she's not going to get to hear this wonderful story. So she's one of those, like your roommate Libby, that cannot listen
she
to
said
podcasts.
she's listened to like 1 or 2 choice episodes because she wanted to hear.
Well, no, she listened to the first episode, which was really, really short. It was like 20-something minutes, if you remember, our very first episode. And then she realized, I can't listen because I don't like listening to things that are just nonsense. So,
well, she listened to the apartment
because
one.
She asked me, will you tell me what happened with Rebekah's apartment? I've never heard the story. And I said, well, we did a podcast episode about it. It's very short. Go listen to it. So she did listen to that one. So
it's kind of convenient. It's like if someone says like, oh my goodness, tell me about this, I can just not even answer, just send them a podcast episode. Right. It's in this episode about halfway through.
Well, except for that you and I both said we don't remember what's in these episodes.
Yeah. No, I don't.
People will come up and be like, oh yeah, you blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, really? Did we talk about that? I totally forget.
Also, okay, can we acknowledge the fact that your sister called our conversations nonsense? This is her younger sister and her precious oldest niece. She doesn't want to listen to us talk. I'm offended.
Okay, but honestly, that is what our description says, nonsensical banter. So really we should see that as a compliment.
Yeah, but she won't listen to it, so it's not a compliment coming from her.
Neither will your roommate and best friend.
But that's not because she doesn't like listening to us. She would sit and listen to us talk in person all day long. I'm sure she would love that. She just doesn't listen to podcasts in general. She's tried.
Same with Aunt Claire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Touche.
Yeah. So anyway, so anything we say on here, we could say whatever we want about Claire because she's not listening.
True.
Just kidding. So
Daddy's favorite girls are Aaron and Melanie.
Oh, yeah. So that was your favorite of those stories? Were there any other story? Anything you learned that you did not know about our family?
Oh, that wasn't necessarily my favorite. It's just a good one. That is one of my favorites. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a good story.
But I already knew it. But then it was funny to hear like Erin chime in with it because I've only ever heard it from your perspective. So it was, and she was like, "I need to go to therapy over this."
She was like, "You see why I need therapy?" And then Claire and I would be laughing our heads off, and Erin would be like, "See, this is what they would do. This is what they would do." As soon as Dad left the room, this is what they would do. So funny. That was a fun night.
Yeah, it was fun talking about, I don't know, what else did y'all share? There were some good stories.
We talked a lot about Mima and Papa and just stories about them that maybe you've heard or maybe you haven't that were really good. So anyway, that was a fun night.
It was sweet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yep.
Well, what do you have on the agenda for this week?
Working. I might get coffee with a new friend that I made at church today. And then I have Friday off, and on Friday I'm flying to Cluj, Romania. I haven't been to Romania since 2019. For those of y'all who don't know, I have been to Romania twice on mission trips when Hebron used to do like spring break mission trips to Romania. But haven't been back since then. And so I'm meeting up with a friend who lives there, and she's going to kind of take me around all weekend, and we're going to go to some fun places that I've never been to. Because for the mission trips, we kind of only went to one place and we didn't like travel around, obviously. But we're going to go drive around, and there's some really cool places we're going to. We're going to go to see Dracula's castle and there's some insane castles in Romania.
Transylvania.
I'm excited.
What did her text to you say? Naomi?
Oh yeah, it was funny. We were texting yesterday about just the trip and stuff, and she was saying, we'll walk a lot. We'll see how many things we can fit into the schedule. And she said, you just let me know what you're comfortable with. If it's too fast paced, just tell me. Because in my mind, I'm like, we'll go here and there and there. But if it gets too much, you just let me know. I literally responded, girl, I'm a crazy traveler. I try to fit in as much as I possibly can on every trip, so it will not be too much for me. Like, don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So I think it will be fun to travel with her because she's a big traveler, and I think it'll be so fun.
Yeah. She knows how to get it done when you're traveling. Like, no, yes. you sleep when it's time to sleep. Otherwise, you are go, go, go. So this trip out to see you this time was just a little bit different for us because it was a little slower pace. But it was also kind of nice not to feel like we had to rush, from here to there. So it's nice. Yeah. I liked it.
And last time y'all came, like, I had just moved here, so I didn't know a lot. I didn't have any like favorite places. Like I didn't have, just different stuff. So it was fun to take you to Cogito. That's my favorite coffee shop. And I took you all to that lunch place. And I have a bunch of other places that if we'd had time, I could have taken you. But it was still it was fun. And
yes, it was fun. It was fun. And then you'll be home in 5 weeks?
Yep.
5 weeks. Okay. And you'll be home. And then
I started getting really sad about it today. Like, I don't know. I don't want to think about moving home because it's been so fun and sweet. And I feel like I'm honestly, like just settling in, which is crazy. But like, it takes a long time to get used to living in a new place. So I'm like finally being like, this is home and now I have to leave. So it's just,
I think that's a good thing for people to hear. Especially if you think of it through the lens of like missionaries, people that move overseas, maybe they've been there for a month and you think, oh, they're probably acclimated and they figured out the culture, but it's not. It takes months and months and months to really start to feel a sense of place and of home. And
and not even other countries. Like I kind of felt that way in Birmingham too. It's just when you move anywhere new, it's like, even if it's not a different culture, especially if it's a different culture, for sure, that adds a different layer to it. But it's just, it's a lot.
Hard. It's hard. So, well, we talked about this when I was there. Maybe the Lord will take you back there and for a longer period of time. Maybe he won't. We don't know. You're still praying through that. But anyway, just enjoy the lasts and know that I'm sure you'll be back to Croatia someday. So anytime anybody wants to go, they're going to call you and say, hey,
no, obviously.
Plan my trip.
Yeah.
Take me with you.
Yeah. I know. I had a friend at church today say, oh, you're leaving in a month and I'm so sad. Like I feel like I just met you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It is sad. Yeah. So yeah.
Well, all right. And then we were talking too, like we're going to have to change our cover art for the podcast because you won't be in Croatia. So while it was extremely creative and I love that you put it together, it's not really going to make much sense unless you decide to stay.
Yeah, we will. I think we should get like professional photos done in a studio.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Well, we could do that. So, all right. Well, I don't really have a whole lot else. Do you? No.
Not really.
Okay. Well, then I guess it's time for high point and low point.
Well, I guess my low point is being sick and you leaving. And the fact that I'm at the Gilmore Girls episode where Rory tells Lorelai that she's about to drop out of Yale. So there's just like a lot of not great things going on right now. Why did you drop out of Yale?
Sorry. Oh, Jess. Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, that's.
Why did you drop out of Yale?
The end of season 4 is not my favorite, and into season 5 it's not my favorite. So
is that where you're at?
Well, I'm a few episodes behind you. I think I'm at they haven't opened the inn yet, but they're really close.
Yeah, you're almost there.
So, yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm like episode 19 maybe or something. I can't remember. So
Okay.
anyway, for the 15th time, I mean, let's be honest. We've watched the show through a million times. So.
Yeah.
That's a good low point. Also, being sick is a good low point. And also, me leaving is a sad low point. And that would probably also be mine. It was very sad leaving. And then when I got home, I was unpacking all my stuff and all my clean clothes smelled like your apartment. And it made me sad.
Oh.
And it made me cry.
So sad.
I know. And then I got something out to put on yesterday morning and it smelled like your apartment. And it was like, oh. I know.
That's so sad.
It was sad, but I guess my high point is just being back and getting back into a routine with Dad and Micah and Micah's senior year stuff going on. Cross country meet yesterday was his first meet. So
little buddy.
Yeah. So
he's a senior.
Yep. So that's been my high point. It's been good to be back. So did you have a high point?
That's good. I mean, I get like a high point since y'all left or since the last podcast?
Listen, whatever you can come up with, because alas, we know high point and low point is not the easiest. Oh, speaking of high point and low point, apparently last week when I wasn't there, the girls in my Connect group, Dad said, because they listened to Crozier Girls podcast, they wanted to start doing high point and low point in our groups.
Oh, I love that.
I know.
That's so sweet.
I love it. So, girls.
Well, they think that now, and then when it comes their turn every single week to come up with a high point, low point, let's see how they like it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's
I'm
true.
sure they'll like it.
No, they'll probably come prepared with really good stuff. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, well, since the last podcast, my high point was probably getting to be in Croatia with my grandparents because that was really, really sweet and special, and they're getting along in years, so the fact that they were just able to come and do everything that they did was amazing and really meant a lot to me, and I just really love them. So it'll be a really sweet memory to have.
Yeah, and it'll be a sweet memory for all of us, for sure. Your aunts loved it too. It was just a really fun, good memories.
Yes. I'm glad my aunts were able to come too, obviously. Not just my grandparents, but it was just extra special that they were here.
That's right. It made for a lot of extra laughs with your aunts being there. So.
Yes, very, very true.
Yep.
Yes.
Erin, literally every time we would turn around, she has a friend. I mean...
Right. And then Claire, literally every time we turn around, is trying to find iced coffee. So
that's right.
Every single,
That's right. That's right. So that's basically the trip. Now you know it's like you were with us because that's pretty much everywhere we went.
That was it. Yep.
Erin made a friend. As a matter of fact,
and Claire was asking for iced coffee.
That's right. And Claire was asking for iced coffee everywhere. As a matter of fact, our very last night we ate a meal in this little market or bakery that they had found. And Erin asked the lady that runs the bakery that has been serving them all week if she could take her picture. So this poor girl was so embarrassed, but she did. She got her picture, and now they'll always remember. I don't know what her name was, but now they'll always remember her. She's one of Erin's friends. So anyway, and Claire got her iced coffees, so we're happy.
So true.
It was a good trip.
Yep, it was.
I love you. I will not be coming back, and so I'll be seeing you in 5 weeks.
Okay, well, what if something happens to me and I'm going to the hospital? Will you come back then?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's not let anything happen to you.
Let's hope that does not happen.
It will not. You'll be fine. We'll see you in a few weeks, and I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we've got, people.
Yep.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Love you,
Bye.
hon.
Love you.